Simon and Schuster Audio presents A Race with Love and Death, the story of Richard Seaman, by Richard Williams. Read by the author. Prologue. He could see the umbrellas going up again in the grandstands as the rain fell harder, water sluicing across the track, in places forming inch-deep, foot-wide rivers, elsewhere creating a smooth surface as deceptive as ice. The Grand Prix was past the halfway point, and he'd made it through to the lead. On a filthy afternoon in the Ardennes, the conditions were as treacherous as they'd been when he made his first tentative steps into the sport 8 years earlier, barely out of school uniform. But there'd been no crowd to speak of on that sodden day in the Malvern Hills, no one to see the 18-year-old make a beginner's mistake. There had been no team manager to offer guidance, no mechanics attending to his car, no young wife watching from the pits, and certainly no national prestige at stake. No driver likes racing in the rain. Some good ones, champions in other circumstances, can't cope with it. They ease back and wait for the day to be over. Others have a sensitivity that allows them to make the most of the challenge, a light touch on the steering and the throttle, and even greater delicacy on the brakes. In his early days he'd made mistakes in the rain, but he'd learnt from them, and now he was regarded as one of those who possessed the special instinct. Several of his rivals had already spun off the track and out of the race. His nearest challenger was 20 seconds adrift. He could afford to back off a little and reduce the risk as he sped along the tree-lined road, but that was not in his mind. He still needed to prove himself. His only thought was to press on in the gloom, peering through his visor for reference points, a farmhouse, a road sign, the end of a line of trees, and feeling his tyres search for grip on the wet asphalt. The rain mantling the hills and forests in this corner of Belgium was unlikely to lift in the final hour of the race. As he approached the end of the 22nd lap, with 13 to go to the checkered flag, it was all in his hands. When Dick Seaman died while leading the Belgian Grand Prix that day in 1939, at the age of 26, he was on the brink of taking his place among a generation of British sporting heroes.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?